Okay, so it is time, Lauren.
Yeah.
Wait, so it's not this camera? It's that camera.
Yeah.
Yes! It's the visual episode of Not Your Mama's Podcast. Boop, 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 boop. Hi, guys.
What's up?
Hi, goddess.
Hello, unicorn, baby.
Hi, you look great.
I was gonna say the same.
Well, you know.
I mean, you're out here giving me all types of just like springtime, with the red lip popping.
Yes. Well, you know.
West Side Story in.
Yes, I want to live in America. Yes. You look great. You are giving me goddess, Afro, Italiana.
I'm just out here mafia style gangsta bitch of the springtime.
You are. Doesn't she look great?
Thanks, guys.
I mean, always. What doesn't she?
Yeah.
I really feel like people are going to really see you in another light because they get to hear you all the time. And it's different from your beautiful stills. This is like everything.
I mean, well, the same goes to you. And that's why I think we are just blessing the world with this type of aesthetic here. Meaning the video, because we were going to serve it to you anyway.
Either way.
Yeah. So look at all you and your glory.
Thanks, doll.
So what's good in your world?
Oh my God, everything's great in my world. Life is great, personally and professionally. I am thriving, and I'm here. I'm here with you. I'm here with you. Denisio is in the back. Denisio.
What up, D?
Hey, Denisio. And we're just here, just doing what we would normally do. What are you doing right now?
Well, I'm about to just bless you with some more good vibes because you were on a wave. You're out here, full moon energy manifesting.
Yes, Aries in retrograde. I am here, like really enjoying the shift.
Because what did you do for your birthday?
For my birthday, I was
prior.
chilling. Yeah, we did talk prior. I was chilling. I had a great day of peace and rest because that weekend was really big for me. It was one of my biggest speaking gigs yet. I was at Hofstra University and I got to shut down the stage for teen girls from 12 to 16, about 300 to 400 of them.
I saw you do it. How did that feel, when you're up here and you're speaking to, the youth? It's a completely different audience.
It is a different audience, but I find that the youth is so ahead of their time.
Say it.
I find that the youth does not get the props that they deserve for being present and, as y'all like to say, woke. And the girls were great, and it felt great. Little Stefanie was so proud because I saw little Lauren, little Stefanie, little Hughes in the crowd, and they were so receptive to me. Like, even off the stage, I couldn't go to the bathroom.
Yeah.
I couldn't stand in the hallway, but on purpose, I got there early to make sure I greeted them at the registration table. Professionalism, people. Professionalism.
Yes.
I went the extra mile because it's never crowded.
Right.
It's never crowded. And that got us a great rapport from the very beginning. So we went into, cool titi mode, cool auntie mode, and they were so excited to hear from me, absorb everything that I had to give that day, and I really was floating.
But let's just take a pause for you, okay? For real, going the extra mile, doing your thing, and really knowing how to get into people's cipher.
Thank you.
That is something that you do well, and I think that you do it because you think about, okay, if I was in someone else's shoes, what would I prefer? You treat others how you want to be treated, and I think the way that you carry that into business is really dope.
Goddess. No thug tears today. No, thank you. You're right. There are transferable skills, personal and professional skills, which we're going to get into later on in this episode. But it is a blessing to have what you want start to manifest in front of you, and you grab that bitch by the horns and you ride that mother to the wheels fall off. It was a moment that I was extremely, extremely, extremely proud of myself. And it was my birthday weekend, and I canceled a trip, a personal trip to like Mexico to celebrate my birthday for that. And I would do it again. I would. And that check was really nice.
Yeah.
That check,
paid on your birthday.
Yes, getting paid on my birthday and going to deposit a check into my business bank account. That was really nice.
Oh, full grown.
Oh, yes. What's going on with you, boo thing?
No, I'm feeling wonderful. I actually just started writing a book last week.
Author? Author? Flick it. Yes.
Oh, I'm gonna have to show you guys the book later. The first book that I wrote. But this one is about self-care. Okay. And it's just, I don't know. Honestly, I was like, it was Tuesday night and I was like, I'm gonna write all these things down that I've been doing lately.
You mean the stuff really people ask you about?
Yes. And then I'm always like, just Google it. And so now I'm gonna give it to you in a book form. And when I post something, or these are just like my heavy hitters. So it's like a 30-page book, just about
just 30 pages, just my heavy hitters. So it's not an ebook.
It will be. I'm going back and forth. I think it would look really dope in paperback in Urban Outfitters and something like that, because it's self-care for culture. Yes. So I may start out, but I've been in contact because of other things that I'm doing. I've had some contact with some publishers. So all of a sudden now, it's just, dope how life aligns. So I'm out here just continuing to create and seeing where it goes. But it's aligning, Lauren, because you are doing the work. You are putting action behind the thought. You thought about doing a book, but you didn't just leave it there in the brain. You're right. Yeah, no, it was Tuesday night. I was with my man, and I started writing, and he was like, "Oh, so you're just gonna be like, oh, I'm just gonna just." He's like, "You're just gonna decide to write a book tonight?"
Yeah.
And I was like, "Yeah, I have to start because the information is already here. It's just me putting it into." It's just me publishing it as opposed to telling you or putting it on Insta story. It's just another form. So I think, again, your intellect or your intellectual property can be taken and used in so many different ways.
Absolutely.
And I think a lot of times we sell ourselves short because we don't think like, oh, I'm creative or I have a vision for this. I can make that. It doesn't have to be, and however you give that information or those things that
Right.
like all of your just brilliant ways to calm yourself down that you have as a coach. You can put that in a book and say,
it's coming.
Bomb.
Yeah, it's coming.
So you have that, or you can put it into a blog form or video. So it's just, I think it's important for us to recognize what we know and share it with the world.
And get it out, purge it in some way. You're right. There's so many avenues for us to get out our knowledge, our information. Even if the information is just questions. Even if it's like, I don't have any information to share, I have information to ask. Here's a book of questions that I think people would love to know. That could be a great coffee book, coffee table book.
Yes.
You don't have to know everything. The book could be, I don't know. Volume 1.
Right. Have you ever wondered, or, all these things?
Yeah, Carrie Bradshaw, shout out to Sex and the City. She made a huge killing by asking a question every episode. Her column was about a question or a thought. So you don't have to know.
And those thoughts are good now looking back. They were
those episodes.
They're so
the
relatable.
Movie.
Because when she asked the question, I'm like, girl,
I couldn't help but wonder.
Right. I mean, it's a great question, and it leaves you thinking, especially when you're like late night, just here watching
out with another glass of Grand Marnier. Let me sip it again.
Yes, or a little puffy. I don't know.
Puffy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm thinking about now, Lauren? We're usually on microphones in this room, and they don't get to see us. But as I'm playing with my hair for the 137th time,
and nipples are almost all
and I'm fanning myself and taking a sip, all the things we normally do, I'm like, wait, people now get to see this.
Yeah.
People now get to see me like
blessing
constantly.
the world. This is our blessing. This is our Easter blessing.
It is our Easter blessing, but I suddenly got insecure.
Oh, what the fuck did you think all that was before? So before we started filming,
I wasn't gonna blow you up.
I was in this chair. We watched ourselves and I was like, do you think, is that your good side?
Can I switch chairs with you?
So then I switched and then I looked again and I was like, still don't like it, whatever.
Right.
And it's not the set or anything, it's not the positioning, I should say. It's my ass. So
it's insecurities. I instantly was like, oh my God, stop touching your hair, they're gonna see. Stop adjusting your shirt, they're gonna see. You know what? Welcome. See it.
This all. Is what you do.
This is what
we're sitting across from each other. And I think we may notice it, like I don't notice it, meaning I think it's all the subconscious, like little things you do.
Right.
Girl, everybody too concerned in our own world too.
We
like,
are.
Okay, stand up straight. I don't know this.
Arch that back, put the boobies up.
Yeah.
Yes, but this is it. We're here. First, should we do business first? What are you thinking? What are you feeling?
I don't know. I'm kind of like on the business tip. I think we've been talking about that a little bit already. How our careers and our paths have been interwoven, and us using transferable skills.
Absolutely.
To secure the bags.
Secure the bags, the right bags.
Yeah.
CC our old episodes, secure the right bags. So let's just go there, business. A lot of people have been in my DMs lately and in Lauren's DMs asking us, how do you start a podcast? You both have, yes, they do, right? You forgot that? How do you start a podcast? How do you girls maintain your businesses, your separate businesses, in-spē, BOCNY, then come together to create Not Your Mama's Podcast? And the same people who are asking, and I appreciate people asking, some of them already have quote-unquote businesses, because Instagram is I said it. I said what I said.
Find the sunlight. I need to find the sunlight because there is so much shade.
I said what I said, Lauren.
Just check them.
There are quote-unquote businesses, and people are making revenue. People do have clients. They are selling their products, but the professionalism sucks. I am a big supporter. I put my money where my mouth is. If I like your product, your brand, if I like you, if you're the brand, I will support you. I'll buy your ticket. I'll buy your product. I'll listen to your show. But I cannot believe the amount of people that are not aware of what it takes to sustain that brand. I said it again, brand. So what tips do you have for people who, need some professionalism guidance?
Well, one, I would definitely say, I think that it's important to take your transferable skills and apply them to your business, because just because you don't have a boss looking over your shoulder,
say that,
making your mind your P's and Q's,
you are the boss.
Yes, so that's something that you have to do, is be accountable for yourself. So take the same professionalism, hopefully, that you used in your day job or other scenarios. If you go into the doctor's office, you want to, go into the bank and you're trying to get a loan, how would you act? That is a customer to you. Think of that. Put it into that. Put it in. To that perspective. And I think that will help you to maintain professionalism across the board, to be able to speak to people, right? I have a 24-hour rule. I'm answering your email within 24 hours.
Yep.
I take that in all of my areas that I'm working. So I think that's my tip. That's my first tip.
I agree with that tip. And define transferable skills for me, though. Like, someone's watching and they're like, transferable skills, what are you talking about? Hit them with that.
So transferable skills, public speaking. I used to facilitate workshops for youth. I took that now into a podcast. That is a transferable skills. It's now. Don't let that. I had to use the public speaking thing too, and I'm over.
And now you're stuttering.
No, or being able to speak to someone. We were talking about earlier. One of my gifts is to make people believe that I'm good at that job. Make people believe that this is a good product. Make people believe, that what they're doing is the correct way. Yes. All those things that I can take into any. So essentially, I started a new career path when I left my 9-to-5, and I had to make those people believe that I could do that job. I ain't never done it before, really. I had some transferable skills because I planned events before, so I could bring that into that same event planning into a different lane. So let them know what kind of transferable skills you used from your speech engagement to your 9-to-5.
Well, let me say this before I say anything. Doing a video on Instagram, 1 minute, and doing Insta stories does not a speaker make. I said what I said. Okay?
Let it out, because you know what? You are saying things that I didn't even know I thought, but I think
what you think them?
But I didn't even realize it. Yeah, I muted so many people because it's no point. What are you using your platform for and how?
It's practice. Yeah. Those Insta stories and those videos are practice, but I get to edit and redo when I'm posting those 1 minute videos from here in my living room or wherever I'm at. When you are on a stage with a microphone in your hand and 200, 550, even 5 people in front of you, there is a difference. So for me, one of my greatest transferable skills is that I'm aware that everything is not the same thing. And I don't know if that makes sense. I'm aware that what I do is different from what other people do. And I'm aware that I had to learn how to do what I wanted to do, what other people did, and not think that I knew what it was just because I could do a 1 minute video. Does that even make sense?
Yes.
Okay.
I get it.
Yeah. That's the transferable skill to me, that I don't know everything. And that the things that I want to do and that I want to know, that I have to study. and honor the craft. A lot of y'all ain't honoring the craft. You have a great product, or you think you have a great talent, and you probably do, but are you feeding that? Do you think that you can be Iyanla Vanzant or Lisa Nichols or anybody who's on a national platform because you do a 1-minute video? What?
Right.
No. Practice your craft. Transferable skills for me is learning and absorbing and taking in knowledge and not thinking I know it all. That's the ultimate transferable skill for me.
And something I think you do learn in a 9-to-5, because there's always something that you're having to be put up on, or something new that's coming out and that you're being trained on. So I think that it's really important. For another tip that I would give is get as much experience as you can.
Absolutely.
I think that it's really important to take what is in front of you, but also, set goals and things like that. But I think a lot of times people don't take the chance or just start small because it's not what I want. And then you're waiting, and then all of a sudden you get something big, something major, but you're not prepared. Just like,
if you stay ready, you don't have to get ready. And we want to jump into the microwave. I'm famous. I got 1 million followers. I got orders coming in. I got sales, but now I don't know how to execute the delivery of those sales.
Yeah.
I'm overwhelmed and I don't have enough product for those sales. I don't think people really understand what it takes to really run a business. And that's why we're here from our perspectives, and we do have some more tips. But before we get into those tips, I need to use the bathroom.
Okay.
So we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back. Right back. Whew, I peed.
you feel good?
I did.
I like that.
You did. I had to release.
Yeah.
I did. Thank you guys. Let's get back straight into the business tips. Who, what, where, why, and how. There are a lot of people who reach out to people for partnerships, which I love. I have been receiving a lot of be a guest on my podcast requests, which I am so down for if I know what your podcast is. Mm-hmm. I cannot tell you, Lauren, that my DMs and emails are, I want you to come on my podcast, or I want you to speak at my event, and that's it. I don't know who you are, what your podcast is about, where do you record, how this benefits me and my intent and my listeners and yours. Who is attached to this? What is the podcast going to do? What are we talking about? Like, I need people to do the who, what, where, why, and how. That's how I approach any business deal.
Come correct.
Or not at all.
Yeah, please, because there are so many people that I would love to work with. They seem really dope, but if they can't come correct, then it's just not gonna, because I'm gonna end up not liking you, and so I'm just not going to do it.
I'm gonna not reply to you. And what I have been doing lately, and I keep looking at my phone for my notes because I wanted to make sure I said certain things. I've been taking the opportunity lately not to call people out but call them up. I've been taking the opportunity to make it a teaching moment. We're going forward, and I told someone recently, I cannot come on your show. I don't know what your show's about. I said, going forward, when you approach anybody, do the following. I did the who you are, what's your interests and intentions, what do you want from me, how will this be beneficial to me, my soul family, my following, how much time or resources do you want from me, where can I see or listen to samples of what you're trying to get me on, and why now? Let's go.
Well, you are thoroughbred over here, people.
You have to be.
That's all I gotta say. No, but
your time is precious.
But you teach that by doing that
yes,
too, because that's how you do business.
It
and
is.
I think again that is you carrying that professionalism from your 9 to 5 into all things that you do. You want people to come correct in business. You respect the email. If somebody sends some cryptic message like "Let's work," the fuck, like no, you tell me again. Hello, my name is. This is what I do. Here are links. What do you? Again, let people know who you are. Learn to introduce yourself over email. Just the way we teach you to introduce yourself,
Preach,
in person.
And not only learn to introduce yourself, let me give you a quick, easy business tip. All of my stuff is copied and pasted. I don't have to retype anything. In my notepads, in my email, my introduction is already there. Right? I might have to tweak a thing or two to add the name. Hi Lauren, hi Denisio, this is Stefanie, but the body of what I want to say is already there. You have to be prepared. You don't have time to retyping and figuring out things. Have it checked. Grammarly is an amazing tool that I use because I barely know where to put a period, a comma, or how to spell. It's the truth.
That's what's up.
I'm not grammatically correct. I don't, I have a GED, bear with me people. But I know that that's not a strong suit. I know that that's not a strong suit for me. So I have everything prepared already. Because some people will not mess with you no matter how great your talent is, because the professionalism and the periods and the commas, and it's a run-on sentence and you spell like wrong and they're just not here for it. Stay ready. Have your intros already. Copy and paste them. Have your links already in your notepad ready. I have things already there where it's like, if you want to listen to me on an episode of Not Your Mama's Podcast, here's the SoundCloud link already. Boom. You have to understand that you can't waste people's times, including your own.
Yeah, I agree. Go ahead. Give it to them.
I'm just saying. You're an influencer too. People have partnered with you to show their products. I remember you did a great apron campaign. Do you have any tips on getting paid? It was so cool.
So, right, and it's like, I would definitely say, again, be professional. Let them know. You have to let them know. As an influencer, I'm definitely considered a micro influencer. So what you have to say is, you have to come correct. This is how many followers I have. Boom. So that they know what is your exposure, you know, your percentages. It's all about numbers and what is in their best interest. So just like you said, let them know what you want and how it will benefit them. And that's the same thing for me. If you know, if someone's coming to me, if it's free product or something like that, I'm asking you, wait, what am I getting out of this? Because that's what business is, and it's understood. It doesn't mean that you're greedy or anything, or someone else is, you know, crazy. It's just that, this is what we're here for. Don't waste my time, because I can talk to her.
Yes.
And do your thing.
Yes, I agree with that. Influencers now are anyone over 1,000 followers, right? Okay. And I feel like people need to understand that people pay you by the amount of followers you have, and on average, they pay you 10% of your following. So if you have 8,500 followers, they'll pay you $850 for this campaign. Understand the percentages of these companies, do your research, and be okay with not having a lot of followers. There are a lot of influencers that just have 1,500, 3,000, 5,000 followers. You don't have to necessarily have 10 million followers. There's money to be made out here if you approach it the right way. I have, really quickly, again, back to my notes, another tip about influencers. And I'm not one, I have yet to be paid for advertising. Anything I've advertised is out of the kindness of my own heart. The Life Architect's favorite things that I do for the holiday season. I started that so that I didn't have to wait for someone to hire me as an influencer. I decided I was my own influencer, and I wanted to influence and promote things I like.
You are an influencer. You just haven't gotten paid, just like you said. So
I'm all right, because the checks is coming from other places. Remember to charge. People ask me, how do they charge? How did I learn how to charge as a coach? How did I learn how to charge as a speaker? How do we charge as a unit? First of all, Lauren and I split everything 50-50. You have to have a conversation if you have a partner, so that there is no question when it comes up about who's getting what, where, how, and why. And you have to charge to me for 3 things. I like to call them the 3 T's. Your time, your tools, and your team. How long will it take to get the job done? What tools do you need to get the job done? And who do you need to hire to help you to get the job done? 3 T's. Cross them, dot them, and make sure you add that to your value, because it's one thing to do the coaching. The post and the pre, I have to also account that into the fee.
And that's something that I, as making my own product and having, you know, services that I offered, I didn't account for the labor. And that was really dumb. And that's why I don't really do it anymore. But because I understood, like, girl, you're just weak in this. And do you want to get strong? Do you want to do this? Or is there something else that you can better use your time for? And right now, because I don't have the extra help and everything like that, I know exactly how that has to go. But I think that it's really, really important, if you are making your own things, anytime that you are doing something that is focused on whatever you're getting paid for, include time or labor costs.
You have no choice. You really don't. And a lot of people are scared too, because we're scared we won't get booked. We're scared that this price is going to be too much because I'm not a veteran yet, or I'm not like that photographer or that coach or that speaker or that podcaster. I don't have as many listens as them. It doesn't matter. Only you can do what you do. Not Your Mama's Podcast can have the same topic as other podcasts that have networks amping them and behind them, but it doesn't matter. There's no Lauren. There's no other Lauren, there's no other Stefanie, and there's no other combination of the two.
Exactly. You are your own unique package, so slay.
slay all this. Flip them braids one time. Flip them.
Let's flip the subject too.
Yeah, so if you need any business tips, NYMPodcast@gmail.com. You want to partner with Not Your Mama's Podcast. You want us to come host your event. You want your private podcast recording party with a purpose in your own home setting. We does that, but no, we're going to charge you a fee. And we're waiting for your email. Switch the switch. Flip the switch. Switch the switch.
So I want to talk about something that you asked me.
What did I ask you?
You said that you wanted to talk about ancestors.
I did. How much time, Denicio, do we have? 10 minutes? We got it. Go.
Okay, so I just, obviously we talk about ancestors and how, I call on them and you call on them.
You put on shades, honey.
It's about that time. Yeah. We about to really get into our weekends after this.
Yes. Give me some ancestor talk.
So we were basically just talking about calling on them and why we think that it's important and everything like that. And I wanted you to tell the Soul Fam the story that you told me about.
I spoke to someone who replied to one of my posts on Instagram where I talked about the two, something similar to an episode we did about too good to be true, that our ancestors, a lot of them gave us great tools, but they also raised us in fear, oppression, and survival. And some of the tools they gave us, hinder us now as adults because we believe the shoe has to drop on the other side. It's too good to be true. We believe that blessings cannot come to us unless it has burdens attached to it. We believe that every relationship romantically has to have drama in order to have goodness on the other side. We believe that if someone just wants to genuinely bless us, that they must want something from us. So the person was telling me that they don't believe that their ancestors did anything great for them other than program them, set them up to fail.
Wow, that sounds like a lot of resentment. Yes. Very heavy.
It's childhood trauma, honey. And I mean, you know what? A lot of us have it.
Yes. No, just having it all put out there at once, like, whew. But no,
let me give you a little.
Thank you. Thank you, dear.
Break it down.
No, but you're absolutely right. But when I say ancestors, I think of motherfucking people who I've never met before, who I know survived much.
You mean like slavery? And
absolutely, yeah. I'm thinking of old kings and empresses. And that's who I'm calling on. Even though I do include those who have recently passed away because they rough as a motherfucker. When I call on them for protection, I know they got my back. I need them.
Okay.
Despite what had happened on, the physical plane, because I feel like once they've crossed over, I really believe that we go through a phase of where we see where we could have used more love at any time we ever operated from fear or anything like that. So that is the goal, to live a life that you operate, from love. And I think that when we make certain lessons for ourselves or whatever, and I won't say fail, but you could have done better, homie, that kind of thing. I think once we cross over, we become our highest selves, one with our highest selves, and then we are also operating from a place of unconditional love. So we see what we could have done, and we can only love those who are still left, of our family, despite what may have happened again on the physical plane. I think that they want forgiveness and all that kind of stuff too.
But how do we forgive? Okay, so you think when you speak about ancestors, you speak about even people not in your family. You're speaking about,
anybody who have been here. We got a goblet of Lauren Purnell, whoever my DNA is
attached to, which is millions of people, right? We all have ancestry. So this person was referring to, I guess, the people who raised her parents and her parents, so her great-grandparents. And I actually understand where she's coming from, but I did let her know that I don't think that she's taking the time out to look at the wonderful things that they gave her as well. Her resilience, the fact that she's still standing, the fact that she's able to assess, the fact that she knows herself enough to know that she needs help. That is also something that your ancestors gave you.
Yes, absolutely. Right? And again, are only there for protection now. And I know that it comes to be I don't want them part of it. Girl, don't include them. I include everybody else. And then all y'all except for Joe and Fred.
Auntie Raina.
And
no, I don't want you. I just think it's important to understand that we come as one we are here as one but come as millions. And yes, there are a lot of people who didn't give us the tools that we need, but there are a lot of people who did give us tools that we don't realize that because of them we have those tools and we're able to survive, and some of us thrive. So I thought the ancestor, because you talk about ancestors often, many people do, and I got that quote from Maya Angelou, I come as one but stand as a million. There are women and men that we will never meet or never know of, that their sacrifices and them being our ancestors are the reason we're here with all this wonderful camera stuff and all this opulence. The reason we're able to be free women and say what we want to do is because there were women who were oppressed, even if those women did raise us out of fear and oppression. Because they were, we are. So I thought it was interesting. Yes, because they were, we are. And I thought it was interesting that that was one of the first people that I spoke to that had disdain for ancestors, when I always speak to you and you have such love and admiration for ancestors.
And I kind of just started including them into my prayers and, you know, and different things, because I guess I didn't really think about it before. That wasn't something that I had been raised to grow on, you know, like, or grow up calling on or anything like that. You know, angels, God, Jesus, all that kind of thing. But once I started getting more in touch with just like my own spirituality and like defining things for myself, you know, who is around and who are some people that I can call on for strength. And
I like that. I also told her one day she's going to be someone's ancestor. And she has to realize that as amazing as she is, that she has hurt someone and she didn't always give the right lessons. And I think we have to really pay attention to, as much as we try to do great, we don't always do great. And that doesn't take away from our greatness.
Yes.
It does. If I did something wrong 1, 2, 10, or 20 times, I am not the worst thing I've ever done. I'm not the worst thing I've ever said. I'm not the worst thing I've ever worn. I'm not the worst place I've ever been. And I am able to, even with those worst things, still contribute greatness into someone's lives. So that goes for our ancestors as well. Even if they hurt us and taught us things that we don't feel necessarily helps us in life, there has to be something, even if there's one thing, even if it was just giving you life, that they gave you for you to be here now.
Just hold my hand. Cause, I mean, y'all. Oh, we are so lucky to have you.
Oh, blessed. Let's take a cheers before we get out of here. Denicio, come over here. We don't ever get to see you.
What?
Come over here. I'm not going to ask
the one and only people.
Hurry up. How much minutes do we have?
About 4.
Come, you got 2 minutes. They never get to see you. You're on the other side with your ring light and your fancy Nikon camera. You always make that line. Come in the middle.
Yeah.
Come say hi to the people. Give them a quick hello and something about photography and editing and audio.
Hello. Denicio Shoots here.
Yes. At Denicio Shoots.
Correct.
Both, yes. Both of them. But yeah, so I take photos. I'm a photographer as well as I do videography, as you can see. And I'm pretty much excited to work with these ladies, and they give me the opportunity to practice and make everything perfect. So if you ever need a photo shoot done, a video, video project, I do produce their podcast as well. Yes. Throwing out things I do. So yeah, if you ever need a podcast production, video production, audio production, photography, that's the media guy.
Thank you. The media guy at Denicio Shoots. Let's put it on the screen right now. At Denicio Shoots.
Denicio Shoots.
You can't get up. You need help.
That's old.
And you can use it.
Yes, he is the when our audio sucks, it's because he's not around, because he's busy. And without him, he makes Lauren and I look.
Yes.
Woo, Jesus, fantastic. Yes, I like doing a visual episode.
Yeah, me too.
Should we do more?
You tell us.
Yes, you tell us if you like this week versus the audio. And you already know where to find us. SoundCloud,
iTunes,
Google Play, and Pocket Cast. Stitcher. That too. We everywhere. And what's your app?
Limitless Lauren.
And at BLC New York. Holla at us, and thank you for tuning into Not Your Mama's Podcast.